Howdy folks, Tyler here with Volet Manufacturing, and today we're going to run you through everything you need to know about climbing skins. We're going to go through the history, what exactly they are, how to use them, how to install them, and then some maintenance tips and tricks. Here at Volet, we got our foray into the climbing skin game with our snake skins, which we came out with in the 1980s, which were a means for uphill backcountry travel. And fun fact, this is actually where the Volet strap idea initially came from, because that's what stuck the skins to your ski. Following the snake skins, we manufactured our tractor skins, which were the first splitboard specific climbing skin, which featured glue on the bases to stick to your boards instead of a strap keeping it together. These were also a fully nylon or synthetic skin that maximized your grip for uphill travel. Following our tractor skins, we've gone through multiple iterations of climbing skin, experimenting with different tip and tail connectors. As you can see, these orange ones are still a full nylon design for maximum grip, but feature different tip and tail clips. Which brings us to today, where we've partnered with Pomoca to create a climbing skin that's 70% mohair and 30% nylon to allow for the gripping capabilities of the nylon climbing skin when going uphill, but also the glide on low angle or flat approaches that the mohair offers. It's common with other brands of climbing skin that you have to install the tip and tail connectors yourself, but with ours, they come pre-installed. So really, you just want to make sure that you buy the properly sized skin for your skis or splitboard. To do that, you want to look up the dimensions of the ski or splitboard that you have and find the widest point, and then make sure that the climbing skins you're purchasing are within about 5 millimeters of range from whatever that widest point is. And then all you have to do is worry about trimming the excess skin away so they fit the shape of your ski or splitboard. Cutting your climbing skins is a DIY process you do in the comfort of your own home, and luckily your Volet skins come with a skin cutting tool in the box. Since our climbing skins come with the tip hardware already attached, you can throw it over the tip of your ski or splitboard and run it down the length of the base. From there, you can take your skin cutting tool and cut the outline of your ski or splitboard. You want to make sure when you're cutting out the outline of your ski or splitboard that the skins are perfectly aligned so they don't become asymmetric. When trimming your skins, usually leave 1 millimeter or 2 of steel edge exposed on both sides of the ski, so you can have that good edgeability when going uphill in dicey conditions. When attaching our climbing skins to your skis or splitboards, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just attach your tip clip, run the skin down the base or the length of your ski or splitboard, and then just simply snap the hook clip over the tail. Now let's talk about some on-trail tips and tricks for using your climbing skins. Now it's pretty common that you arrive at a cold trailhead in the morning getting ready for your day, and the glue on your skins is super sticky and they don't want to come apart easily at all. This is when I like to grab either end of the skin, put it between my legs, and then kind of grip it tight to either of my thighs, and then just wiggle my legs outwards back and forth while pulling on either end of the skin. Now this is gonna look super goofy and your friends might laugh at you, but you're gonna be the one laughing when your skins have been easily pulled apart and you're the first one ready to go. It's important to note that your weight should really be on the heels of your foot. This ensures that every step you take, you're gonna have the maximum amount of grip. If you get too forward in your stance, you're gonna notice yourself slipping. That's not really the fault of the climbing skins. It could have to do with conditions, but more often than not, it's just improper form. So be sure to weight your heels when going uphill. And this is even more important when you're in steeper terrain. Now, it's pretty common for there to be some issues when using your climbing skins on long days or when it's really wet and snowy out. And one of the most common things that can happen is that snow sticks to the glue on your climbing skins. Yep. Something that you can easily do to fix this is when you're transitioning to stick your ski in the snow and then just grab either end of the skin and just run it back and forth on the edge of your ski to remove that snow. This doesn't affect the glue all that much, and it makes sure that the glue gets nice and dry so you don't experience problems for the rest of your day. Another common issue with climbing skins is that when it's a really wet and heavy spring day, that the snow will start to clump up and stick to the bottom of your skins, which is commonly referred to as glopping. When this glopping happens, it causes a ton of snow to build up on the bottom of your climbing skins, adding pounds to either foot. Something easy to do here is just take your ski pole and scrape that snow off the bottom. You're probably going to be doing this often if you're experiencing glopping, and a better long-term solution would be to invest in some skin wax, keep it in your backcountry bag in the spring, and rub it on the base of your skins on those wet spring days. You'll maybe be able to go a little bit further without glopping occurring. Now let's say you've been skinning all day long. Here comes probably one of the hardest parts to master of backcountry skiing, which is the transition. The transition is when you're going from uphill mode to downhill mode, which means removing your climbing skins, getting yourself into ski mode, stowing everything in your pack, putting your layers on. With a split board, you have to remove the board from your feet to rip your skins and perform your transition just to the nature of the binding system and split boarding as a whole. But when transitioning with your skis, you can do this with your skis still attached to your feet, depending on what binding you're using. Now, the easiest way to do this would be to pop your heel down and lock it into the ski, grab the tail clip of that climbing skin, and just perform a nice fluid rip all the way to the top. Then your climbing skins will be off of your feet, and you can simply just smack them together, make sure it's nice and clean and smooth and there's no snow on your skins, and then you can stow them in either your jacket pocket or in your bag. We recommend stowing them in your jacket pocket if you're going for multiple laps because your body heat will warm them and dry them while you're skiing. If you're just doing a single lap for the day, you can just throw them in your bag and make sure to maintain them and properly dry them out once you get to the car or back home at the end of the day. When storing your climbing skins, you want to make sure that the pocket you're putting them in is free of debris, or you're throwing them in the nylon stuff sack that came with your climbing skins and then throwing them into your backpack. This is to protect them from the errant crumbs from your breakfast sandwich, dirt, or any just random debris you have floating around in your bag. When it comes to climbing skins, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You want to make sure that you're properly taking care of your skins by folding them together and putting them in a safe space so they're not just flopping around all loose and exposing that glue to the outer elements. When you're at home, you want to make sure that your skins are stuck together and that they're just draped over on a hook or a towel rod of some sort so they can properly dry out between uses. We also recommend that you don't use skin savers or skin waffles, as some people call them, for storing your skins long term. This is because the material in those skin savers can kind of become one with the glue and they mesh together, which will ultimately compromise the glue of your skins. Now, it's not the end of the world when your skin's glue gets compromised. You can always bring them into our retail shop here in Salt Lake and get your skins re-glued, but properly taking care of them can add to the longevity of your skin and also save you some money down the road. Another pro tip is when it's crazy windy at the top of a peak when you're transitioning. When you're ripping your skin, just keep the tip clip on and remove your ski fully. Rip the skin from the bottom to about halfway up, do a quarter fold and stick the skin to each other. Pull it completely off, flip it around and do the same thing with the top half. This way, you just keep more of the material in your hands and in control, so the wind can't just totally take it away from you when you go for that big, long skin rip. Now you're back at home after this epic powder day, your skins have been properly taken care of, and you can relax knowing that they'll live to see another day and probably many, many more seasons to come. Thanks for watching, folks, and we hope this helps you understand everything you need to know about climbing skins.